All right, so early extension on the downswing, obviously there's, first thing we're gonna do is screen them. We're gonna look at their overhead deep squat, pelvic tilt, some of those things. My favorites, there's a couple of drills, there's a bunch of drills on the TPI website in terms of early extending on the downswing. The first thing is how well are they loading on the backswing? So somebody can early extend actually on the backswing. We go through this in level 2, is that you have people that because of their weight too far back, they might early extend on the backswing. And now as they rotate, they're more early extended on the downswing. But in general, if I'm thinking downswing only, there's 2 areas of focus. One, I can do the chest. So the more that I keep my chest down, the more it's going to drive my pelvis back. So, we've got a favorite drill called merry-go-round drill. We kind of stole from Jim Hardy, and that was you put this across your chest. If I can keep my chest down and try and get this club head all the way to impact, then from this angle, that's going to drive my hips back, because if my hips drove in, my chest would pop up, right? So keeping the chest down is one way to keep the pelvis back. The other one is thinking about the pelvis slightly differently. And I think a lot of players, because we see these tour players with great rotations and spinning their hips, and we talk about firing the hips, is when does that occur? So when the hips start down, as I go back, and you see this little dot here on my pocket, as I start down, a lot of people will start to spin or turn the hips immediately. Well, really what should happen is that should stay back. So I'm almost feeling like my belt buckle here is going back underneath me as I start my rotation. And what that does is it keeps the pelvis back, stops me driving underneath. So what I like to do, Greg, is I put this shaft across here. And if I get actually coming at you this way, this is another good way to look at it. On the downswing, I'm almost trying to feel like my hips are going at a 45-degree angle back so that my chest can rotate. So I'm always trying to make the student understand that we need to create space on the downswing.